From the University of Florida's College of Journalism and Communications, you're watching WUFT News.
This is a WUFT News Update. I'm Anthony Montalto.
And I'm Elisabell Velazquez. Thank you for joining us.
The Omicron coronavirus variant is spreading around the world. That news comes after the World Health Organization announced the newest strain over the weekend. WHO is calling for more vaccine distribution.
The president announced new travel restrictions on 8 countries. NBC's Chris Pallone reports from Washington, D.C. with America's response to the threat.
When I was elected, I said I would.
President Biden sounding a cautious alarm over the latest COVID-19 variant, Omicron.
This variant is a cause for concern, not a cause for panic.
The World Health Organization calls the global risk from the new mutation very high, but health experts say it will be a couple weeks before they know how transmissible it is and whether it causes severe illness. The best protection still, they say, is to get vaccinated.
If you haven't already gotten vaccinated, or if you have and you're eligible for a booster, do it now. This is the best way to protect yourself against Delta, which is still very much with us in the U.S., and Omicron, if it comes to the U.S., which it almost certainly will at some point.
But it's unclear right now how effective the current vaccines are in protecting against Omicron. Drug makers say studies are underway as well as work on new versions.
The playbook is to understand a little bit better, and then within weeks, I think we will know most of the information that needs to be known, but every day you learn more.
The president defending his order to block foreigners from coming to the U.S. from South Africa and 7 other nations in the region.
It gives us time. It gives us time to take more actions.
Japan, Morocco, and Israel have taken similar steps to slow the spread. New Omicron cases have now been identified in Canada and several countries in Europe. And the president says it's just a matter of time before it's detected here. Chris Pallone, NBC News, Washington.
The Alachua and Tri-County U.S. Marine Corps Toys for Tots campaign is underway. Last year, it gifted more than 10,000 toys to kids in need during the holiday season. WUFT's Daniella Sevares tells us how one mortgage loan coordinator is volunteering with his company to become one of Santa's special helpers to complete the task.
As the holidays approached in Gainesville, the mortgage firm started a new tradition. It became a part of the Alachua and Tri-County U.S. Marine Corps Toys for Tots program. Connor Pearson is helping his firm wrap gifts.
The biggest thing is putting smiles on people's faces. You know, a lot of people associate the holidays with family time and happiness, and a lot of people don't realize that some people associate it with kind of sadness and loneliness, and people aren't as fortunate as others.
Even though the mortgage firm is wrapping things up, the Toys for Tots drive is just getting started.
No one had a true holiday season last year due to COVID, I feel like. A lot of people struggled financially last year, and our industry was so busy, you know, we're so thankful for that. So for us to be able to give back, that's what it's all about.
This volunteer-based program distributed 10,580 toys to over 3,000 children in 2020. The hope, to surpass the number of toys for Tots this year.
A few people see more toys coming in, and, you know, when people come and drop toys off and they see all the other toys and they're like, oh, wow, this is awesome, you know, so, you know, traction starts to gain.
For Pearson, this is more than just a box in his office. It represents his view on what makes the holiday special. Daniella Sevares, WUFT News.
This volunteer-based campaign is not limited to Alachua County. Other drop-off locations include Gilchrist, Dixie, and Levy counties.
Another place getting into the Christmas cheer is the White House. First Lady Jill Biden and her team are decorating for the holidays with this year's theme, Gifts from the Heart. The inspiration for this year's theme comes from the people the couple have met around the world over the past year. There are 41 Christmas trees on display throughout the White House, decorated with some 6,000 feet of ribbon, over 10,000 ornaments, and nearly 79,000 lights. And of course, the gingerbread White House was on display, weighing over 100 pounds. You know, Anthony, this cold weather has really gotten me into the Christmas spirit.
Me too. I've been layering up and really wishing that I had a fireplace right about now. Let's check in the Weather Center. Ashley, is the nip in the air going to last?
Unfortunately, if you're a fan of this cooler weather, it is going to warm up towards the weekend, but don't worry, we have a frost advisory possible into tomorrow morning, so definitely be alert for that. Right now, though, even though it's cool, 64 feels like 62, it's clear and it's nice for the most part if you're a fan of that cooler weather. And temperatures temperatures for the rest of our area, 64 in Stark, 59 in Lake City, again 64 in Gainesville, and 66 in Ocala. We're seeing those mid to higher 60s, and those temperatures are going to get even lower as the evening goes on, as there is a frost advisory that is possible for our area. So if you have an early morning commute tomorrow, definitely be aware of that. If you're in areas in Cross City, High Springs, Lake City, Bronson, and even into our area in Gainesville, Stark, and Jacksonville, be aware of that early morning frost. Warm up your car, be careful on the roads. Our weekly rundown here, again, be aware of that frost Tuesday morning, warming up by midweek, and it's going to be warmer than average temperatures by the weekend. We're going to be seeing the mid-70s. And these warmer temperatures and drier conditions are due to this high pressure system that is pulling in a lot of these continental winds that's going to keep it clear and dry as it warms up in our area. Which brings me to my 6-day outlook, where we see it is cooler now. Again, that frost advisory for tomorrow morning, temperatures warming up as the week goes on. And if you're celebrating Hanukkah, happy second night. Back to the desk.
Big news in the SEC this weekend. For Gator fans, this is one of those things that they've been waiting for.
This is one of those moments the Gator Nation will remember for years to come. Let's go over to Parker to get the play-by-play. Good evening, Parker.
What's up, guys? The Florida Gators have officially selected Billy Napier as the 28th coach in program history. Napier has spent his last 4 seasons as the head coach at Louisiana, where he finished the season at 11-1 and is in this year's Sun Belt Conference Championship game. Despite the new coaching change, 2 Gators are already in the transfer portal: defensive lineman Dante Zanders and offensive tackle Gerald Mincy. Despite not having a head coach, though, the Florida Gators made it out of the long-awaited rivalry matchup against Florida State with a messy 24-21 win. The Gators managed to finish the season with an even 6-6 overall record, which is just enough to maintain bowl eligibility. Gators running back Dameon Pierce found himself in the spotlight when he ran the ball 12 times for 62 yards and a touchdown. But his biggest play does not appear in the box score. Pierce managed to play on through a helmetless pile drive in the 4th quarter for a touchdown. But the nullified play and 15-yard penalty did not slow Pierce down as he crossed the end zone 4 plays later.
Man, I don't know how it came off. I just knew I was 3 yards from the touchdown, and I just got there. I don't know why it's a flag. Like, why you want me to start running? And I'm in motion, and I see the goal line. I see the end zone. Like, I'm going to do that. I'll do that 50 times again. Like, I'll do that 50 out of 50 if it ever happened again.
The Florida men's basketball continues on as undefeated at 6-0 after defeating the Troy Trojans yesterday 84-45. The biggest name on the leaderboard goes to Myron Jones, who hit 4 3-pointers in the first half. Overall, Jones finished with 12 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists. Senior Tyler Appleby also put up a dozen points for Florida. The Florida Gators have started the season off on fire and have moved up 9 spots in the rankings to number 14. Florida Gators volleyball was awarded the number 16 seed for the NCAA tournament, giving them the hosting rights for the first and second rounds. Florida has improved their streak to 31 consecutive appearances in the NCAA tournament, which is the 3rd longest streak in the nation. The first round of the tournament is set to begin this Thursday with Florida facing Florida A&M at 7 p.m. The second round of matches will take place on Friday with the winners of matches 1 and 2.
A Lake City resident is breaking barriers literally underwater. The Hypersub multi-purpose subsea utility vehicle, or the Hypersub for short, is a mix between a speedboat and a submarine. The diesel-electric submarine can travel on its own and dive into shallow waters. It can be used for defense, and it's attracted the attention of militaries from around the world and for tourism. While the submarine is not on the market, a Hypersub investor says the product is worth around $11 million. Thanks for keeping up with WUFT News on Facebook. From the rest of the crew, I'm Anthony Montalto.
And I'm Elisabell Velazquez. That's our time for now, but your Florida news is always on at WUFT.org.